Hello again, Axolotls here, back with another 3 traps and puzzles for your D&D games. This is video 3 in my series, so be sure to check out the other 2. As always, feel free to use any of these in your own games, and alter them however you want. They are here for you guys to use. I have said it before, and I will say it again. If your players come up with a creative solution to your puzzle or trap, go ahead and reward them. Puzzles exist to give a challenge, yet be extremely rewarding for your players. Don't hold out on them just because they didn't do exactly as you planned. After all, our players never do everything exactly as we want, and if that makes you angry, go ahead and write a book. Alright, here's a little puzzle for you that has very low stakes. I call it the Disappearance Doll. It's a good puzzle, trap, well, it kind of falls into the gray zone of both. For now, let's call it a puzzle. It's a good puzzle to put your players a bit on edge. So how does it work? Well, here's the setup. The players enter a room full of old furniture and goods covered in dust. It's an old storage room. Somewhere in the room, put a doll. When the players enter the room, they can make a perception check. If they pass the DC you give it, they will hear a child giggling. The sound is coming from the doll. If they pick it up, an item of theirs will go missing and is hidden somewhere in the room. And that's pretty much it. It's a very open puzzle that can be modified many different ways. It's super versatile. It can be used in almost any setting, and it doesn't need to be a giggling doll. It could be an instrument that plays itself, or really whatever you can think of. When I ran this puzzle, I took our cleric's sword since he was the one who grabbed it. I had a small thud inside the cabinet to give them a clue that needed a low DC perception check to notice. Then I put a lock on the doors. They had to search the room for a key. It wasn't hard to find, that way he didn't have to lose a weapon permanently. But you can make it as difficult and as intense as you want by changing items and checks. Next is a puzzle I put in the same room as the Disappearance Doll. The doll was more of a distraction for the big puzzle, something to build tension. I called this puzzle the Glowing Mirror. So the party is in the same room full of junk. Somewhere random in the room, put an unlit candle and a mirror. The mirror has to be large enough to have most of the room inside of it. In my campaign, I had it taking up nearly the entire wall. The candle has to be somewhere across from the mirror so it would be seen inside of it from most angles. Now that we have our setting, the real fun begins. Have the candle in the mirror be lit while the one in the room with the players is unlit. The party must either light the candle or blow on it. Your decision. When they do this, a secret door opens. I really enjoyed running this puzzle. It was interesting to see how my party reacted to it. I believe my group lit the candle, making the one in the mirror go out and opening the door. But that's just how I flavored it. Make it your own, however you want it. The last trap is for players who don't listen out of spite. I call it the No Touchy trap. I used it to show my players that if they receive advice, they should probably try to listen to it. So the players in my campaign were in a conservatory. They had just defeated a mini-boss and were done resting from it. When they started looking around, they saw gardening tools with a note that said, "Please don't touch my things, sincerely, NPC." Sure enough, our cleric decided to pick up one of the tools, and he was teleported to the gardens. That gave the other players the choice of go try to find him or teleport themselves. They chose the faster option. This is another trap that is super useful. You can have it be any item, any note, NPC, or any place. I used mine to further the plot, but you don't have to. They could be teleported to a locked closet or another room, but still within earshot of the other players. That way it is possible to find them and move on, rather than having them teleported to the next part of the session. Okay, I think that's it for this one. Here are your 3 traps or puzzles that can be used in your sessions. If you use any of these traps, please let me know how they go in the comments. And if you would like to continue with the series, go ahead and like and subscribe to stay up to date. See you later!
So long, kids. See you next time.